trio of stories here from BindingTheComics.com. I'll link them all in the description box if you want to read them for yourself. I'm just going to kind of gloss over them. Fox gives green light to female-led modern reimagining of Starsky and Hutch. It's likely this will be as terrible as it sounds, and it sounds pretty bad. The latest victim of Hollywood's continuing spiral into lazy unoriginality, the classic buddy cop TV series Starsky and Hutch is the next classic IP set to receive the modern reimagining treatment. There's from the 2004 movie, but first announced by the Hollywood Reporter, yada yada yada. It goes on, it talks about the modern reimagining of Starsky and Hutch will center on two female detectives, Sasha Starsky and Nicole Hutchinson. They solve crimes in the offbeat town of Desert City, yada yada. No talk about if they're just gender swapping those characters or if it's their daughters, granddaughters, whoever. You know, it's the whole thing is it's like the Bad Boys movie, Tango and Cash. They did like a female version of like Bad Boys with Jessica Alba and Gabrielle Union. A TV series for that. It's a buddy cop. It's like, why do you gotta try to shoehorn in the whole Starsky and Hutch thing? It's like, it's just a freaking buddy cop movie or whatever. It's ridiculous. And like I said, as of writing, neither Fox nor co-production studio Sony Pictures Television has given any hints as to which actresses, if any, are currently on their radar for the lead roles. Blah blah blah. So there's no talk about if they'll navigate Desert City from behind the wheel of the duo's classic Gran Torino. Probably not. They'll probably find some other fucking way to mess it up somehow. Then they talk about Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson did like a reboot in 2004. You know, it was okay, I suppose. I mean, I didn't really care for it myself, but you know, whatever. That's the end of the article. It just sounds stupid. Second article here, Marvel Studios' weakness on full display. Company shifts the Marvels summer release date to November. It's supposed to come out in summer. Now it's coming out a little later. It's not looking good. See, it was supposed to be from July 28th. Now it's supposed to be coming out November 10th. There's supposedly been massive reshoots and everything, and there's all kinds of just, it's not looking good for that movie. I mean, even if you're a fan of these characters and stuff, you're probably sitting there being like, crap. Because, you know, generally reshoots and so on and such forth is a bad sign. Even if you love the franchise, it's usually not good. It's usually pretty bad. There's the poster for it. Okay, that looks fine. A little surprised if they wouldn't put Brie Larson at the top, but okay, you know, right on, whatever. No big, movie poster don't tell me anything, so whatever. But see, then I talk about the film was originally slated to come out November 11th of last year, with them announcing that release date back in May 2021. Blah blah blah. There's the thing about that. So it's been delayed several times, and then now it's, you know, there's got talk of the reshoots and everything. It's not looking good. This move comes after Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige recently attempted to hype up the film by claiming that Kamala Khan actually steals the show. He had been saying, a few days ago about how Brie Larson was so great in it and stuff. And it's like, okay, dude, so you're basically just saying everyone's great, everyone steals the show. Okay, you're typical hype man. Who cares? You know, blah blah blah. You talked about it, yada yada yada, whatever. You know, who cares? Like I said, I'll link this in the description box if you want to read it for yourself. But you know, whatever. I didn't, you know, care for the series, but the movie, I don't know. It's hard to say. The movie could be good, but all signs, the delays, the rewrites, the reshoots, all that stuff, it's not good. Not good. Anyway, the third story here, despite Disney CEO Bob Iger implying the brand is damaged, because he has recently said that Star Wars as a brand has been damaged. Star Wars is reportedly moving full steam ahead on Taika Waititi's film, which is fucking terrible. Terrible news. Because the guy is a hack. I think he's fucking terrible, to be quite honest. I think he's nothing but a hack, wannabe comedian guy. It makes you wonder how's he gonna shoehorn himself into it somehow. But anyway, yada yada yada. The Hollywood Reporter talked about it on February 16th. Per the sources, while Marvel's looking to spend the coming year heavily scaling back the pace at which we're putting out the Disney Plus shows. Basically, they're not coming out. They're scaling back a lot of their Disney Plus shows because they've been underperforming, or however you want to look at it. They just haven't been doing as good as people had hoped, obviously, and Marvel and Disney and such. None of them cracked the top 15 for the Nielsen's. Which, I mean, whether you could believe that or not, is Nielsen. It's not official, but it might as well be essentially. I mean, people go by that. So, but anyway, Star Wars, according to one Disney insider, not only will the company spend the upcoming years seeking to capitalize on the scheduled releases of Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and The Mandalorian Season 3, but they're also actively working with both Waititi and HBO's Watchmen creator Damon Lindelof to help bring their respective projects to life. Lucasfilms may ramp up, but will have to abide by the same fiscal discipline as the rest of the company. Yada, yada. He goes on and talks about we have to this is what Iger was talking about the other day. We have to be better at curating the Disney and the Pixar and the Marvel and the Star Wars of it all as well. And of course, reduce costs and everything that we make because while we're extremely proud of what's on the screen, it's gotten to the point where it's extraordinarily expensive and we want all the quality. I get what he's saying makes sense, but it's like, well, then, dude, you got to make better series. You got to actually let people who are fans of these shows actually make the damn shows and not try to shoehorn in a bunch of propaganda. Like, you can have your diversity and your inclusion and all that, as long as the series is good, people are gonna like it. But when you could pick apart, when you sit there and watch a show, watch an episode, and just start coming up with a list of like, okay, well, that's stupid. Why would that character do that? Oh, this character, it's just on and on. I won't go into details because there's just too many to talk about. Whether it's Andor, whether it's Obi-Wan, whether it's the Mandalorian stuff. It's like there's generally things that you could try to nitpick and pick apart and stuff, which of course is true for every film, every TV series ever made has a litany of little mistakes and problems you could point out and say like, well, that's stupid when they did that, and so on and such forth. The key is to minimize that as much as possible while also still having great stuff happen. They have these series come out. We can talk about the Marvel series. There's so much just sitting around and talking, and none of it leads to anything. It's just, yeah, it's terrible. But anyway, then they talk about Mandalorian season 3 is coming on March 1st. That's the end of the article. Like I said, I'll link all these in the description box if you want to read them for yourself. That's basically, I covered all the main points of them, but you check out some stuff. Here's some weirdo color stuff. They all look like they kind of clownish there, but I'll wait and see. Because so far, Mandalorian's been fairly good. Well, like I said, we'll wait and see. But yeah, this is not good news. I don't want to make videos individually about each one of these, but from Starsky and Hutch being gender swapped, so the Marvels being delayed, and now talking about Taika Waititi still doing a Star Wars project. It's like, it's probably going to be a bunch of droids because he's going to do the voices for at least one of them. And it's just going to be nothing but quote unquote comedy and humor. And it's like, if it's actually funny, maybe people will give a shit. Otherwise, piss off. But anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.